Whoops. Alright. I got now, okay. So yeah, control 1. Oh, this is gonna be really hard with my thumball. Control 1 my hatchery, and then move my overseer somewhere where he can be a scout for me. And there's a lot of different opinions, and some of it's backed up by math on exactly what order and which units to build first. Some people go like zerg or drones to 10, some go drones to 9, and then overlord or overlord. Everybody's got like different. I haven't done this in a long time, so somebody's probably gonna bitch me out and tell me I'm not doing it as absolutely as efficiently as humanly possible. But I usually drone up to like 13, 14, somewhere in there. And so usually what happens is you'll probably play something like 100 games doing nothing but practicing your opening. That's just the way it is. I'll go to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. The reason why is you want to leave enough for your queen, which is going to take 2 food, and you want to leave enough for some zerglings. You start your queen right away.
We require more minerals.
Yeah, I didn't save enough for my zerglings. There we go. That's pretty good. And then you always want to have a larva for an overlord when you get 18 to 18. But you need those zerglings right away. You hold control to automatically select all of the unit. Get your zerglings out there so they can start defending. Or if you're doing a zergling rush, make my zerglings like control 3. Make my queen control 2. And just hit V. Click the hatchery and just keep injecting larvae like crazy. And then whenever you're in between stuff, you just keep that queen checked. I have, and I'm being very inefficient right now. I should have started my second hatchery probably about a minute ago, but I'm out of practice. And then basically the second your queen gets to 25 energy is exactly the same time that the inject larva is over with. And you just keep making zerglings, drones, overlords over and over and over. You get your second hatchery and you do the same thing. I don't like to get gas too early because it really F's up your production. Okay, there's a probe trying to get in.
Go away, probe.
Yeah. Units are pretty smart in this game to
not shoo them away.
Yeah, to shoo them away without getting drug away. And the first one, it was terrible. They'd follow them across the whole entire map and get died. Alright, so I'm gonna go gas now, because my second one's about to start. So I add that to my hatchery, set up my waypoint, add some more zerglings to my zergling group. And then the other thing you do is you start using your second hatchery to move them, or you do what's called a drone transfer, where you grab a bunch of drones, you build some extra drones at your first one, and what happens is you also build extra drones, and a lot of people like will only do two drones per extractor. Shoot. Trying to talk and play at the same time is really effing hard.
Agreed.
There we go. And then eventually you get to the point to where literally every 2 or 3 mobs you build another overseer. And then the other thing you do is you can control 2 and figure out if you have the right amount of workers working, or you can look at your worker count. You should always have about 16 per base to be efficient as soon as you get 16 per base, depending on how, if you're doing 2 or 3 on an extractor. And then you just keep potkeying every new queen and every new hatchery. About the time your second hatchery gets going, you should already be sending people out on your third hatchery. I'm being very effing inefficient though. And also, when your second hatchery's done and you have your extractors, you should be starting upgrading your first hatchery. Okay, they scouted. As soon as they scouted, that usually means they want to attack.
Well, I'm starting my people, load them into the turrets.
Yeah.
So, we'll be a little bit more defensive.
Let's see. I had a hotkey for rotating between my hatcheries. I thought it was spacebar, but it's not.
Really just scouting around.
Darn it. Oh, that's weird. Why didn't he start that? So, just so in case you're wondering what resources I'm at right now, I'm at 2,500 minerals.
Nice.
And 500 gas, and I'm about to start. There they are.
Alright.
And you always want to save your queens, because your queens are insanely important.
Yeah.
But there, I was able to fight those guys off, no problem.
Yeah. And I'll put some, things over there.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
These are just easy mode computers. I need to figure out what my freaking hotkey is for rotating between bases, because that's one of the things that's slowing me down. Was that F12? Because I don't want to hit a function key and screw something up. Gameplay? No, social? No, hotkeys. What? No. AI, no. Camera. There's supposed to be one that's rotate between the bases. Base camera. Backspace. That's right, backspace. Or the... Okay, I remember now. There we go. Yes, hell yeah. There we go. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to remap the key, and you'll see it in the video where I remapped it, that cycles through your bases. That way the game takes care of where your bases are instead of you having to constantly remember. Which is massively important when you're Zerg. When you're the other ones, not as important. But you can toggle through the bases with your queens controlled. And inject larvae in all of them that way. Yes.
Alrighty.
And the other thing is, you only really keep 3 bases going at a time. Usually by the time you've got your 3rd base going, your first base will be burnt out, and then so your next base, you actually just send the workers from your 1st base to your 4th base, if that makes sense. Although Terran's a little bit different because you can spam mules, which means you can actually make as many command centers as you want and just keep dropping mules throughout the entire game, which doesn't even take food supply. Some people do that. And if you can make it work, then great. Some people can and some people can't. I'm not injecting as much as I should be, but I also have like 5,000-6,000 minerals and 2,000 gas right now. And I've only got 9 larvae. Oh, that's because, there we go. I have about 20. Oh, I'm coming. Uh-oh, Steno's computer's slowing down the game. I should have known. I should have known that you'd just be slowing me down. You'll find out what settings your computer runs this game best at. It takes time. I had to really... What the... oh my goodness freaking gracious. I had to really beef my computer up until it could run this. And just because it can run it at max like 2v2 doesn't mean it can run it at max 3v3, 4v4, 5v5. So, in fact, most people's computers can't even run 2v2. Unless a bunch of people got stimulus money. Oh, you know you can destroy those rocks, right?
Yeah, I'll send some...
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll send my little army. But you always gotta say, like, hey, destroy these rocks. So then I go, oh, okay.
Alright.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, you get really fast eventually with, it's kind of like tab targeting. If you think about it like tab targeting, except you're tabbing between your hatcheries and injecting instead of dotting or whatever. The other thing, once you get all that down, and like I said, Zerg are insane, you start hopping creep tumors, and you can use your hotkeys to do that too to a certain extent, although I don't know how to tab. I don't know how to tab between your queens. But you don't really need to, because once you've got your first tumor down, you could just leapfrog your tumors. And that control, not only do you get massive control because your guys are flying around, or speed because you're flying around, but you get map control too. Or you get vision. Why do I keep saying map control? You get vision, which is really nice. And usually by like 7 or 8 minutes, people have creep tumors practically up to the other person's base. Which means your guys just fly. But if you're against Zerg, it means they get to use it against you also. So that's something to think about.
Mineral field depleted.
But yeah, see, my minerals are depleted, and my fourth hatchery's online. And yeah, this is by far not obviously pro level because I am not even using a mouse, which is not good. I'm using a thumb ball. Which is why my cursor's going around so erratically. Oh yeah, those Archons are popping my Zerglings. I still got 4 groups of Zerglings. 3.5. That's okay. But what you sit here and do is practice your opening and practice your setting your hotkeys. And then once you get it down and memorized, then you just work on speed and they had an observer in my base. Speed and discipline, which means remembering to inject as you're doing everything else. Now, in Heart of the Protoss swarm, when that comes out, one of us can inject while the other one runs around the map for map control or flies. Like I could fly my Mutalisks around, which I'm really good at. Oh crap. Oh, you bitch. Oh, you bitch. You know how long it's gonna take me to replace those, you asshole.
I'm gonna send a couple guys scouting around.
Well, sure, go ahead.
Got a scout. Dead scout.
Metamorphosis complete.
So we just kind of made these workarounds, basically, for how to play Zerg well.
Yeah.
To be able to keep up with the other races. And they go, well, see, Zerg is fine. It's like, no, Zerg's not fine because none of the other races have to even come close to this level of micromanagement. So they're like, well, Zerg is the pro race. Oh, okay, whatever. Fine, it's the pro race. Whatever. Don't bitch when we kill you. And then they're like, they're overpowered. It's like, dude, whatever. We have to work like 10 times as hard as you. Oh, whoops, I forgot to tell my guys to work. Alright, well, practicing my larva injects. Alright, well, my little... I'm maxed out, so we can go finish them off at your leisure.
Okay. I got some battle cruisers and some things being built. Other than that, though, just about ready. Oh, they tried to attack me. How'd that go?
Yeah, no, it's very good. Especially since my guys, like, they've outgrown the nest. But the stupid thing is, like, this is not a lot of guys. And so it feels like a lot, and it like took a while, but it's not a lot of guys. And that's because like hydralisks take so much food. And so what a lot of people do is they get later on in the game, they kill off their drones because drones take up too much food.
Mineral field depleted.
Ooh, sandwich. Wahaha.
Forces are under attack.
Because like a couple of Colossus and some well-placed stasis fields would wipe out my Zerglings in about 2 seconds. And then the Colossus outranged the Hydralisks also. And like I would literally lose this army in like 5 seconds. Yeah, it's so terrible. And then people say, "Well, you should have done this. You should have done that." It's like, no, fuck you. It's like they've always got some excuse why you lose. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's never. Oh, this is bullshit. You should have done this. You should have done that. It's like, no. Do you realize it's because the friggin' composition of the units is all it is. My composition was better than your composition. And Protoss has an amazing composition with those freaking Colossus. And you have to do something like build Guardians. But Guardians are so slow that they can tech switch and wipe out your Guardians. It really sucks.
Let's see, 2 snipers. A couple of Thor, three Thor, soon to be 5. And 4 battle cruisers, soon to be 5.
Mineral field depleted.
Uh-oh, Thor's here.
This is really hard with a mouse. Or with a thumbball, I mean.
Our forces
Yeah.
are under attack.
Oh! Oh, Tempests, I remember those.
Bye-bye. Okay. And I think I'm ready.
Zerg, or Protoss had like this practically unbeatable strategy. I wish I could remember what it was. It was like mass Tempest Void Star. No, Tempest Carriers or Tempest. I think it was Tempest Carriers or something. It was just outrageous. Because Tempests have such long range. And you'd have to get Hydras and keep Hydras under spores and all kinds of shit because you couldn't make Scourge.
Our forces are under attack. field depleted. Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Time for a nuke. Uh-oh.
Are under attack.
Nope, never mind.
Are under attack.
Well, maybe still. Here we go.
Our allies are in combat.
And you know SCVs can repair that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you should always have a couple of SCVs. So that, and then you can just right click and it'll auto cast.
Yeah. They already want to surrender.
Our allies are in combat. Mutation complete. Mineral field depleted.
Oh, he feedbacked your battle cruiser. That sucks. I forgot about that. They have battle cruisers technically have energy, so they can get feedback. I thought they fixed that. No, there was some other unit that had energy, and I think they took their energy away because they kept getting feedback and it was pissing everybody off. I can't remember what unit it was. It was like so OP.
Hey.
Nah.
That was fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Uh-oh, I got a couple achievements out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what I got.
And now that you beat these ones, I think it starts leveling you up against harder computer opponents when you use that, but I'm not entirely sure. But it goes up to like either very hard or extremely hard or something, I'm not sure.